Hi, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a $30 million Shopify store and breaking it down into its most essential being. And why this will be helpful? Well, first of all, because it will show us an incredible example of how to grow an online business to this level. So I'm talking about scaling, but also about how an idea can be incredibly impactful to actually growing your business, right? And having the right market and demand, how that plays out in your brand's growth. Now, this will be sort of a podcast style episode on my channel. I know you guys have been loving the edits lately. Shout out to our editor. This guy's a genius. But today I wanted to take it back old school and just do a real nice case study for you guys, because also yesterday our challenge store actually reached a pretty pivotal moment. And I'm going to make an update here that's going to be wildly edited and just super high quality content. I'm not here to talk about this too much, but I just wanted to mention this because through a couple different stores yesterday, we did about 4K a day, almost 3.7, I believe is the actual number, and over $1,000 in profit. So this is from our own little projects that we're running. Obviously, some of you guys know I mainly run an agency. That's how we make most of our cash flow at Ecom Corp. And it's the skill that we provide at the agency that's allowing us to build these businesses. But it's not just that. It's also all of the content that I've made over the years and just studying all these brands and studying how they maneuver, how they advertise, how they pick products that they're going to drop. These things to some people seem useless information, but it's actually incredibly valuable for someone that's not only curious, but that can apply the knowledge, right? So that's just something I wanted to mention quick because, this growth right here wouldn't be possible without all of the countless hours that we've spent studying brands together and studying the giants. And I just think it's so amazing that we get to have access to all the data behind some of these, brands, and how you guys get, I, for example, oversee a ton of different ad accounts across the board, from e-commerce to even some lead generation things. And I have such an interesting perspective on what it takes to really grow a brand now. But you guys get to have my translation on the data behind some of these stores. And then maybe some of you guys even have a different perspective and can apply it differently. So all this to say, this type of information is so valuable if you can apply it in the right way. So we're never going to stop producing these kinds of videos. I just wanted to say that quick for those of you that have been subscribed in order to receive these case studies. But let's just get right into it, okay? So the brand that I'm talking about is called Electric E-Bikes. And I just think this is an incredible example because this is something most people wouldn't think to sell, right? Because I get it. It's a little bit tricky and risky maybe even. There's maybe patents for products like this. There's maybe the risk of electrical issues. But I want to break down how I would start a business like this. So maybe one of you could, start getting ideas about it or brainstorming ways that you could begin a brand, even if it's for high ticket products. So let's get into it. They've done about 36 million in the last 30 days. This is not 100% accurate, but this just gives us a great idea on just how much revenue they could be making. Now, if we take a look at their traffic distribution, we see it's over 1.3 million monthly visitors right now. And their average order value is in the thousands, right? Most of their bikes are actually under $1,000, which is really nice. That's an amazing price point for the average consumer. And, yesterday I went on a date with my girlfriend. It was her birthday, and we went on an electric bike ride around a beautiful lake here in Minnesota. And I rented some electric bikes, and it was actually really fun. And it made me want to consider getting an electric bike. But I looked at some electric bike prices on Google, and, there's actually all price ranges, but the ones I like the most tend to be like $2,000, right? So these are kind of more luxurious, I would say. But still, it's interesting to see just the whole market that's available. And what's really interesting to know is that this is obviously a huge trend. So sometimes really one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle when it comes to business growth is finding the right demand. So as you see, this has incredible demand behind it. Electric bikes are obviously going to continue to grow. And I mean, it doesn't really take a genius to figure out why, right? I mean, more people want to opt in for more eco-friendly ways to get around their city or around their town, whatever it is. And also, this doesn't spend any gas. You don't have to maintain it too much. It's more affordable than a car. People like to bike around as it is, but people are lazy as well. So maybe they don't want to pedal as much. So electric bikes also help with that. There's a ton of amazing benefits. Now, what's really crazy is that you may be thinking that it's super hard to start a business like this, but this is how I would start one, okay? So as you see, if we go on Alibaba.com, which surprisingly, a lot of people still don't know about Alibaba, even though it's, like $100+ billion company, I'm pretty sure. And what it is really, it's like a marketplace for manufacturers. So think Amazon, but instead of shopping for, toilet paper, you're shopping for a manufacturer that can make the products that you want. And, that might be a weird analogy, but hopefully it helps some of you guys understand how to use Alibaba. So really, almost every time I have an idea for anything, even if I'm not going to necessarily move on it, even if I just want to make a video about it or provide some of the findings to our Chemi Lab community, I go on Alibaba and I type it in. And as you see, right away we can find some really incredible bikes that are super cool. So for example, this one or this one, it looks a little bit small, I will say. But what's cool is that, the price range is pretty nice. $300, let's say, for something like this. And if we look on Google, we see some of these kinds of bikes go for all the way up until $800 or so. So that's not a crazy margin, right? But here's how I would start this to minimize the risk completely, okay? First, I would obviously start contacting these suppliers. There's a contact supplier button on Alibaba for a reason. You got to use it, okay? So start talking to these guys and see more or less what they can offer you. Maybe try to negotiate with them. Even if you want, you could look up only US suppliers. So let's see what that comes up with. Now, I will say this doesn't always work that well, but look at this bike. This bike is awesome. I would actually love to have one like this for $700. You could flip this for $1,500 if you create a brand around it. And again, this is what I would do. I would talk to the supplier, contact them, and I would say, hey, let me buy a sample, right? Let me buy a sample and we'll begin from there. So since I already want an electric bike, I don't even mind spending the money on a sample, right? Because I want an electric bike anyway. But now I'm also thinking about the business opportunity behind it. So to me, there's literally zero risk in doing that because, as I just mentioned, I already want the bike. So I order one unit and I test it out. I drive it around here. I have a ton of fun with it, like I planned on doing with just buying a bike from someone else. But instead, I'm buying it from a manufacturer so that I can create a business around it. I'm testing my own product, you see? And then I would start creating content on TikTok about it, just how these guys are doing. And honestly, they're not even doing the best job at this, but they're doing pretty well. I mean, you see some of these have a ton of views, and it's most likely some of these videos on TikTok, it's not because they're going viral organically, it doesn't seem like to me. It's because they're running paid ads to it. And this is the skill I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I find so valuable, the one that I've chosen to sort of master and build a whole team around, because it just allows you to precisely target the people that are going to be interested in whatever it is that you're offering. And ideally, you're offering something that serves the world positively. So by us helping you amplify your message and your product in a profitable way, we're helping the world become a better place. That's how I try to view it. It's a bit of a complicated, maybe mental gymnastics exercise there, but it's true if you really think about it. Now, the most powerful way though, or the most powerful platform to do this on, to run paid ads on, is Meta. And it's undervalued. I think a lot of people got a sour taste in their mouth from Meta whenever iOS 14 happened back in the pandemic, but that's fine by me because the way that Meta works is it's an auction platform. So, if there's less people bidding on showing their ads, then that's great for us because we get lower cost. But it's an incredibly powerful platform. And I mean, what I showed you yesterday on how we did 4K on our stores, not even our client stores, those are our brands that we have, is strictly through Meta ads and a little bit of organic, but mostly Meta ads. And as you see, they're running over 400 different results when it comes to Meta, which is crazy. You don't see that a lot. That's like top line advertisers, but that's what it takes to do 30 million, you need to continuously be testing out new creatives, recycling old creatives. Maybe it's a better time to run them now, so it makes sense to retest them. And ultimately, that's a little bit of a golden nugget there because it's expensive to get a bunch of creatives made. So you should recycle some creatives if you can. It's a smart way to make the most out of your budget and also potentially find some new winning ads that are going to get you really good metrics. Now, I mean, yeah, there's not really much to say about this. They're running all different sorts of testimonial videos here, which is great. But like I said before, what I would do is I would literally just order one. I mean, honestly, I'm tempted to order this one right here because this one looks so cool. And here's the next part. Now that, let's say you ordered one of these and you're riding it around and you love it, whatever. Now create a Shopify store around it. You can use the link in the description to do that, to get an extended $1 a month plan, which is insane. Shopify is incredible. I don't need to tell you all about the benefits. I mean, you can have Mr. Beast tell you about all that since he's been promoting Shopify so much lately, but I would do that. And then I would offer these as pre-order. So here's a great thing. Because these bikes are expensive, people understand if it takes a little bit longer to get shipped. So what I would do is I would just throw them up on the site and just be honest. Say, hey, these take 3 to 4 weeks to get to you. The reason why is because we're a small business. We need the time to actually manufacture the product and we want it to be good. But because of that, we'll offer you an extended warranty, let's say, right? That would be a nice gesture. And I guarantee you, if you make the right content organically on TikTok alone, which you can then repost on Instagram Reels, on Facebook Reels, on Twitter even, on YouTube Shorts, then you're going to start building this snowball effect. And another thing that these guys could be doing is making more YouTube videos. If I had a brand like this, I would make YouTube videos like doing random stuff, literally like taking it off a jump. I mean, I know there's liability issues with that, but I would just do really fun stuff with it. It's kind of what I do with my channel, right? I mean, we have our agency, and you'd be surprised, like probably 80 to 90% of our clients come from my YouTube channel. It's literally people like you that are watching my videos that just, continuously put the effort and got great results with their business. And then they just want to hire us to help them grow it even more, or, just to add us to their team. That's really what it is. It's just to add us to your team and create an alliance between us so that you can grow. It's really incredible. But as you see, they actually are doing a little bit of testing with YouTube ads. I think they're running YouTube ads. But yeah, like these thumbnails are just so bad. I mean, I'm sorry, but these are not appealing. Nobody would click this. And yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement. So that's really it, honestly. I just wanted to show you this incredible example of a business and break it down in a way that it would make sense so that you can go out there and create your own business. You don't have to do it with this. You don't even have to do it with a physical product. You can literally sell anything. You could literally sell Roblox creative maps if you understand Roblox, right? Like sky's the limit. A business, really all it is just like a value exchange. You're creating something that somebody gets value from and they give you money for it, which money is a form of value, right? It's an energy exchange. And that's really how it goes, right? You can build a business out of anything. So just get creative and make it happen. Take action. Like Nike says, just do it. Now get out of here and go build your business. Peace.